Welcome to the No Fame Podcast.
I was just about to fucking say that, Josh. Okay?
I wasn't paying attention. I was too busy fending off 6 swords with my 1 sword, so it sounds like a euphemism, but it wasn't.
I'm going to reach out my hand and a pile of bees come out through various pores along my skinned arm.
He can't fly, but as the crow flies, he's going straight to Harry. So if that means jumping over a balcony, he's going to do it.
Oh, sorry. She's going to fly into a rage.
I'm sure Lux is fine. What was that scream?
A device that can be plugged into a hardware port.
Not now, WB! We gotta go!
You are paralyzed.
I made a horrible mistake.
There's a lot more rust on a lot of the metal parts for this one, and you see it all just kind of clank and snap into place around him, and he turns into a giant vulture.
I'm gonna die.
Hello and welcome to the No Fame Podcast. We're back with Tall Tower. My name is Sinéad Marguerite. I'm your dungeon master / game master. I don't know what we're allowed to say. I never learned. I'm here with all my very good friends in no particular order. Josh Fritz, Justin Crane, Patrick O'Reilly, and Matt Higdon.
It's all of us.
All 6 of us.
Yep, we're here. We're going to play some D&D 5e on our mid-level high fantasy tower climb, which is what I'm calling this dungeon crawl.
They really are the opposite, right? If you think about it.
I mean, yeah. Yeah.
Tower climb, dungeon crawl. You know, it's like dungeons are low and down and you're crawling, whereas tower,
I mean, wouldn't a dungeon delve be more the opposite of a tower climb?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
They don't call them dungeon delves.
Yeah, but like crawling is like
They
horizontal versus rather than like vertical, right?
Well, it's almost the opposite.
Well, I mean, crawling is quite horizontal, and climbing is quite vertical.
They're like perpendicular.
So,
yeah, it's the 2 axes.
I think we're in the good.
You just don't have the Z one.
All I'm saying is I can crawl up a hill.
But that's not what this is about.
All right.
It's about climbing up a tower.
Fine, we'll move on. Agree to disagree.
Sorry, semantics.
You know, I just looked up the definition of crawl, and I don't understand how a dungeon crawl makes sense based on the actual definition of crawl. I don't see
What definition of crawl are you using?
Well, you can use it as a verb with an object, a verb without an object, or a noun.
Well, I think in dungeon crawl, the crawl is for speed.
I was just about to fucking say that, Josh. Okay? I just found that one. I had to click a button, okay?
I'm sorry.
This episode of Tall Tower brought to you by Merriam-Webster.
Yeah, thanks for sponsoring us.
Thanks for the sponsorship, dictionary.com.
I'm on dictionary.com. Yeah, a slow pace or rate of progress.
Yeah.
So what's the antonym of that?
Run? I don't know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We're going to do a tower run in is what you're
tower run. Yeah, because we've been trying to go as quickly as possible.
To the point where we don't look up. You're right.
Focus straight ahead in an upwards direction.
All right, well then, seems like a good time for a recap, because I don't think that we have much to say about other stuff right now, do we?
No. If you have questions about Tall Tower, in this episode, depending on your platform, probably just on Spotify, you can scroll down and there's a little space where you can type or DM us or tweet about it or join our Discord and ask us some questions about Tall Tall Tower as we get to the end. And we'll answer them in a little wrap up later.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. This campaign's getting to the end.
I found the perfect one.
Did you?
Yep.
Tower
boogie.
I have a feeling the judge approves.
Yeah.
Or
Very much.
Tower
skedaddle.
skedaddle sounds very good.
Welcome to our mid-level high fantasy tower skedaddle.
Skitter.
Skitter done.
That's
Gallop.
for all the spiders. Okay. Harkening back to the start of this tower skedaddle. A mysterious early morning attack and abduction, transit through an unsettling portal into an even worse realm, a strange and evil tower. Our heroes have encountered strange relics, monsters, and prisoners as they ascended in search of their queen. After climbing for days, or maybe months, the party reached the part of the tower that seemed better guarded and, with some advice from Judy, took a plunge into darkness. Descending into an antechamber, you fought poisonous snakes and a Merilith. After slaying the Merilith, Gert rushed over. You all retrieved Queen Harry's sword, which you had recognized as one of the swords wielded by the Merilith, and Gert also recognized the black doors behind you.
Oh, hang on a second. Didn't we see that door shut?
You did. You noticed at one point during the fight, you looked over just in time to see the doors snap shut, although you did not see what opened them.
I remember writing that down with my pen and paper that I pulled out real quick mid-fight.
The snake lady knocked on it. I wasn't paying attention. I was too busy fending off 6 swords with my 1 sword, so...
Murder!
It sounds like a euphemism, but it wasn't. Lux was there.
I was pretty entranced by them 6 swords as well, so...
A lot of effort.
Yeah.
Me and WB did all right over here.
WB, do you want to put any of these swords into that chest of holding?
Oh yeah, you want to swap? You want to gobble them up? I'm gonna make my way over to the big black door. Is that thing open?
All right, Judge, as you make your way over, you notice a familiar sound coming from the room in the direction that you guys entered. It's more slithering snakes, and it seems to be getting quite loud.
Hey, y'all. We got a small little wave of snakes slithering their way towards us. I don't know if we want to try and get through these doors or what, but there most certainly is something on the other side of this that I'm not sure we...
But the snakes aren't coming behind us, they're behind this door?
No. Are they coming from where we came?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, we need to move forward. I don't think there's any going back right now unless we want to contend with a little snaky tsunami.
And as you say that, and the others turn back to look, the wall at the back of the room, which was the switchback path you guys had come down, overflows with what can only be said to be a waterfall of snakes.
That's one way to push a narrative forward. Through the door.
A device that can be plugged into a hardware port.
Not now, WB! We gotta go! Open the fucking door!
Is there a handle on the door?
There are no handles on the doors, but as you guys reach for them, they swing open of their own accord.
Oh, shit.
Magic doors.
I hold the sword in front. Anybody there?
It looks like there's a landing and a well-lit room, but all you can see is the railing and a little bit of stone floor beyond. You can't see the details of the room from the recessed doorway.
Oh, dang.
Okay, no time. Everyone in.
Let's close these
Okay,
doors.
all right. We won't talk about it then.
Gersh!
Get through. Shut the door.
You shut the door.
We shut the door.
You find yourselves in a large stone room. This one, perhaps more oblong than circular. You're on a landing. The landing offers a view out over the room. In the center, there's a pillar with 2 wells carved into it. You can see in each of the little stone wells an amulet sits. Glyphs are emblazoned in the stone floor in a circle surrounding the pillar. Out to the left and the right of the pillar, there are 2 pathways leading straight to it. On the right, you immediately spot Queen Harry. She's bound in chains with 4 zombies holding onto them. And as soon as she sees you, she screams, Judge! Judge! My fucking sword!
Oh yeah, I found it. Hi, Harry.
As you notice Harry, you also notice the landing has the 2 staircases that descend on the right and the left. There's a dark, shadowy creature on each of those staircases. And off to the left, on the path that mirrors the one that Harry is on, there's a strange, cloaked figure that you haven't seen before.
Well, they're probably evil, I guess. What are we doing here, gang?
I'm rushing towards Harry.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, you're rushing towards Harry.
I can't find the dongle.
Is the door sealed? I'm like up against the door, holding it closed.
I mean, you don't really have a way to know. There are handles on this side. But as soon as Judge starts rushing toward Harry, it will take him toward one of those shadow creatures, and I'm going to get you all to roll initiative. All right. Okay. So, as you guys burst through the door and Queen Harry immediately recognizes you and shouts, the cloaked figure raises its hands and motions to the zombies around Queen Harry. Lux, you are first in initiative order.
Okay. Damn it. The one time I roll well, I don't want to go first. How far away is, like, cloaked figure from where I am right now, like, line of sight wise? Would he be within 30 feet is what I'm asking.
No, he's farther than 30 feet.
Okay. It's fine. I guess I will just run towards the shadowy figure in the direction of the cloaked guy to go down that set of stairs.
Okay, so that's the left-hand set of stairs?
Yes.
Yep, perfect. The shadowy figure is the same type that you guys fought in the middle of the night. So it's this horrible creature, limbs a little too long, fingers a little too pointed, shedding bits of shadow, tongue just unsettlingly forked and hanging out of its mouth. It is probably, if you use your full movement, you'll make it to that creature. Are you trying to attack it or avoid it, or?
I don't really care about the shadow. Do I care about the shadowy figure? Should I just go for the cloak guy?
I mean, the cloak guy seems like
he seems like the one important, right?
He does. He definitely does.
All right, I will use my.
But I mean, from a tactical standpoint, is there anything you can do to help untether Queen Harry by the time we get to her? Because she is a big fighty girl. I mean, she's chained by 4 people, right?
Yeah, there's 4 zombies. She's in chains. They're holding the chains.
I mean, like, no, I've already made up my mind. I already ran the wrong way.
All right, you follow your heart, man.
So yeah, I will use my action to disengage from this shadowy dude, and then my bonus action to dash 30 more feet down the stairs.
Okay. You will make it. You'll make it sort of like from the bottom of the stairs to the cloaked figure. You'll make it about halfway there.
Okay, perfect. And that's all of my economy.
Okay. Next, we have that shadow creature that you just passed.
Ooh.
It's going to immediately turn around and give chase to you as you ran past it. Take a multi-attack. So it's going to try and bite you. That's a natural 20.
That's unfortunate.
Oh, gross.
So...
I will uncanny dodge that nat 20.
Okay. That...
just halves the damage.
Yeah, okay. So that'll only be 11 slashing damage and 5 necrotic damage.
Okay.
And then it's gonna, as it chomps into you, wrap its arms around you and go for a claw strike. And that's a 25 to hit.
I think I've made a mistake, guys.
So as its claws dig into you with their shadowy talons, you are going to take 12 slashing damage.
Jesus.
And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, no.
Fuck. 13.
Ooh, that was a DC 12.
Oh, thank God.
You feel something sickening from the bite and the claws, but you manage to twist and shake this creature off of you. And you feel for just a second weakness creeping in, and you shake it off and you stand up, and there's no effect on you.
Not good, not good.
It's going to stay in melee with you. The cloaked figure is going to turn and stare directly at you, Lux. It has these green burning eyes on its shadowy face, and I need you. Nope. As you see this creature turn to you, there's no saving throw. You just feel this horrible bolt of energy hit you, and while nothing seems to happen, you feel an unsettling connection to this cloaked figure now. You can feel its evil in a more intimate way than you could just seconds before. And then the husk zombies are going to start tugging on Queen Harry's chains. You see Harry try and fight them off, and she does. She manages to resist their pulling and remains where she is, screeching and yelling for her sword.
Are they trying to quarter her?
No, they're trying to drag her closer to the altar.
Okay.
Yeah. Now we come to the shadowy creature on the right-hand side of the stairs. They're going to stick where they are in the middle of the staircase, guarding that way down. Grimmier. To your right, the shadowy creature on the stairs. To your left, Lux, engaged halfway to the cloaked figure on the floor with a different shadow creature, and Harry and the cloaked figure further into the room on the paths flanking the pillar.
In classic Grimmier fashion, no thoughts, only jumping. Grimmier's leaping over the balcony and beelining it to Harry. If I can do that within my movement.
Yep. Make an athletics or acrobatics to stick the landing off the balcony.
Yeah. Fuck, that's cocked, but it would have been great. 12?
All right. I'm going to say you lose 5 feet of movement. It wasn't that hard a jump, but you landed a bit rough. So you'll make it sort of in between the staircase and the pillar. You're not quite over fully to the side of the room that Harry's on. Okay.
Well, in that case, if Grimmier can't reach Harry, he's going to grab his crossbow and make 3 attacks on the zombies holding Harry.
Okay.
First attack, just whatever one's closest.
Sure.
Garbage 13 for the first one.
Yep, that hits.
Oh, natural 20 for the second one.
Ooh.
And so much. Truly 26 for the third one.
Okay, so was that 3 different ones?
That was 3 different attacks, yes.
Sorry, 3 different zombies?
Oh, I'm just going for 1 until it's dead and then moving on.
Okay.
7 piercing.
Okay.
And then the natural 20 is 16 piercing.
Is that already doubled?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's not dead yet?
Nope.
Okay, and the third one is 10 piercing.
Okay. You cluster your shots on the closest zombie, and you pepper it with bolts, but it is just barely standing still.
You zombie fuck, let her go. That's all I can do.
WB, what would you like to do? Grimmier's making his way towards Harry. Lux is making his way towards the cloaked figure with a shadow creature hot on his heels. And you've got 1 shadow creature to your right guarding that staircase.
First, I'm going to cast Bark Skin on myself. So that is just makes it so that my AC can't be less than 16. Then I'm going to throw out a spirit totem roughly halfway between me and Harry so that she's within a 30-foot radius of it. And it's going to I'm going to reach out my hand, and a pile of bees come out through various pores along my skinned arm, and they are going to just coalesce and form a small little bear totem about 30 feet from me, about 30 feet from Harry, and that's going to give her 13 temporary HP and advantage on strength checks and saves.
Okay.
That's huge.
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 I know a lot about bees. Okay.
13 temp HP?
13. It's probably the most temporary HP ever.
And then advantage on what, sorry?
Strength checks and saves. I think I turned into Mr. Mackey, okay? Yeah, so you see a bunch of that, like, red resin stuff that is, like, kind of in, like, the seams of WB's metal under skin, bones, whatever you would call it, his undercarriage, his metal skeleton body.
Let's call it that, undercarriage.
Yeah, all that resin starts to pour out around him and just solidifies for the bark skin.
Does everyone get that? Wait, was it temp HP?
Yeah, sorry. Anybody within a 30-foot radius of that will get that 13 temporary
I'm
HP.
pretty close to Harry, so I would imagine I would get that.
Each creature of my choice.
If it was even 5 feet back from Harry toward the stairs, then Grimmier would get it as well.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, and so anybody within that gets 13 temporary HP and strength checks, advantage on strength checks, strength saving throws. I don't see anything about that spirit totem being destroyed, so I'm going to assume that it can't be destroyed. It lasts for a minute. Until I'm incapacitated.
Yeah, okay. So just don't go unconscious.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my turn. Bark skin and spirit totem.
Okay, so you're sticking on the landing?
Yes, yeah. I'll probably just move out to the edge of the landing.
All right. Judge.
Yeah, Judge, head down, rushing straight towards Harry.
Okay.
How far is he able to make it if he uses his action and everything to get to her?
There is a shadow creature on the stairs, in the middle of the stairs. So if you go that route, you'll have to contend with the shadow creature, or you could jump off the balcony to avoid the shadow creature.
Yeah, like the path of least was like he can't fly, but as the crow flies, he's going straight to Harry. So if that means jumping over a balcony, he's going to do it.
The most direct route would take you down the stairs.
All right.
Because she's so far off to the side. But if you want to avoid melee with this creature that's taken up a defensive stance on the stairs, then you could jump over the railing.
Yeah, I mean, Judge is probably just going to try and bull rush through the shadow creature.
Okay.
I feel like that's something he would do.
All right. As you get into melee, it's been holding its action to attack someone coming into melee.
Yep.
So, gonna go for the bite attack. Does 14 hit?
No.
All right, and then as it misses, snapping at you as you rush into range, it's going to slash at you with its claws. 27.
27 just hits.
All right, so that's 12 slashing damage.
Yep.
And I need you to make a con save.
I forgot Judge wears 2 sets of plate mail.
Con.
Oof, 11.
Oh my, that just fails. You are paralyzed.
Oh, fun.
Judge!
Shit.
So, running at full force, you can talk about this if you want. It took its action as soon as you came into melee because it was holding its action.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the right series of events for when
I think
things
so.
happen?
Yeah, because it's coming. It's like, hey, when something gets close, I'm going to attack. Judge
Yes.
got close
Ready
and got
to-
attacked.
In my
Yeah.
Now, in my head, how the events would play out is Judge has his horns down and is
So he's rushing anyway. I'll
So
allow
he
that
would-
because even if he was paralyzed, he's still rushing
That's
directly.
still 500 pounds of a bull with its horns out, going
Yeah.
down a flight of stairs.
Okay. So you are paralyzed, but I will let you make your gore attack, or I assume that's what you're doing, or whatever it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, that's literally all. Like, my intention was to kind of like just gore at it as I went past and then keep going and
Yeah.
potentially take attacks of opportunity or whatever. Oh, now you come through 23.
Yeah, that hits.
All right. I did it with disadvantage too, just in case, but it was a 23 and a 24. 8 damage, 8 piercing damage. Now, whether or not you want to say Judge just is paralyzed and brings up solid where he is, or he tumbles down the stairs with his momentum.
I think that you're at the bottom of the stairs, paralyzed.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
And I kind of had it at the bottom of the stairs as well, guarding there, so... Okay. The cloaked figure is going to reach out a hand and say, "This has become quite the annoyance." And issuing from its palm in the direction of where Grimmier, Judge, and WB are, a spout of noxious looking yellowish green gas, cloudiness, you're not quite sure, will come out, and in a 20-foot sphere, which will catch, it'll just catch Grimmier, WB, and Judge. There's now a fog hovering. The cloaked creature is then going to move just a bit further away towards the back of the room, off the path, kind of behind the pillar.
He's afraid of me.
Get him, Lux.
Well, you see, I made him back up right after he shot some shit at you.
True. We all saw it.
It's now Harry's turn.
Harry.
Harry is going to she's just going to make an unarmed strike attack against the zombie that...
The injured one?
Yeah, the injured one. That is a 19 to hit. Oh, sorry. She's going to fly into a rage.
Yeah. Get him.
And then she's going to make an unarmed attack against the injured zombie. So that's a 19, which hits. And she does 6 bludgeoning damage.
Oh.
Which knocks the creature to the ground. However, as she knocks it to the ground, it falls and looks like she's managed to kill it, but it stands back up again.
Damn your undying fortitude.
All right, but one of those zombies is incredibly rough looking.
The others are all in like nice suits. They look clean.
Clean up so good. Okay. Lux. You've got the shadow creature in melee with you, and the cloaked figure is further away now. You might be able to get there if you used your whole movement.
That's not what I wanted to hear. Do I know what he did to me when he like made his eyes glow weird color?
You're not sure. You feel the touch of evil.
Oh, okay. That sounds about right. All right. Fuck it. I am going to use 3 sorcery points to cast darkness on the tip of my sword blade.
Okay.
So I get a 15-foot sphere of complete darkness that magical light can't penetrate.
Okay.
So I'm going to use my sorcery points to do that. I'm hoping it makes it so that other thing can't see. And then I will use my full 60 feet, because I can dash with a bonus action to get to the cloaked figure and get him in my darkness spell. Because I can see in it with my eyes of the grave.
Okay. So you used your bonus action to cast...
action to cast darkness, movement, bonus action to dash.
So
he said it would take...
still get an opportunity to...
Yes.
Okay.
But I'm hoping he can't see, so he has disadvantage on it.
Okay. Lux, that's magical darkness, right? That people can't see through?
Correct.
All right. Okay, does a 12 hit?
It does not.
Okay.
Because, you said the cloaked figure is now more than 30 feet away, right?
You can get there if you use your full action to the cloaked figure.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So, I will just get there and get him in darkness so that he can't see what I want to be like within melee range of him in that darkness.
Okay. Is that the end of your turn, Lux?
Yep, that's all I got.
Okay. as your turn ends and you've rushed up upon the cloaked figure, I'm going to need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Of course you are. 17?
17 just fails.
Ah, balls.
You are going to take 21 necrotic damage.
Shit.
That is unfortunate. I made my con save to keep the darkness up, which is good.
Well, that's a bonus.
As I spit blood.
Where no one can see you.
Where no one can see me.
I'm sure Lux is fine. What was that scream?
This is not going well for me on this side, guys.
Everyone's on the other side.
Yeah.
Okay. The shadow creature that was engaged with Lux is now going to rush toward Grimmier. And it'll use its action to get in melee with Grimmier, but it will not make an attack.
Bring it, you fuck.
Next up, Lux, as you stand in the darkness, you do feel that touch of evil fade.
Oh.
So something has changed despite being in such close proximity to this cloaked figure. That connection that you momentarily felt earlier is no longer there.
That's because he's afraid of me.
Something has changed within me. Something is not the same.
The zombies are all once again going to try and tug Harry closer to the pillar, and she does not manage to fight them off this time, so they have gotten her 10 feet
now,
closer.
She has advantage to contest it, right?
Yeah, and she rolled with advantage.
Okay.
And she failed anyway.
Damn it, Harry.
So she's now 10 feet closer to the pillar down the path. And the shadow creature at the bottom of the stairs by Judge is gonna attack Judge while he's down, because this is how evil things do it.
Yeah, that tracks.
That's advantage.
An auto crit.
So that is 22 slashing damage.
Oof.
Did it hit?
27.
Again, just barely.
And 10 necrotic.
So 32 total?
Yeah, and then that was its bite. It's going to attack you with its claws as well.
Oh, God.
Only a 14.
Nope.
Okay. So its claws cannot seem to find purchase through your armor.
That tracks. It got through one, but not the second.
All right. Grimmier, you have one of those shadow creatures in melee. As you start your turn, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
On. Oh, 7. So close to a natural 20.
Okay, that is not enough. That's 18 poison damage.
Oh,
Hero's Feast.
Yeah, you're immune.
oh,
Sick.
get
Oh,
right.
wait. Are you immune to being poisoned? Or are you immune
Poison
to
condition
damage?
and poison damage.
Okay, very good.
Fuck off, Shadow.
I was about to, don't talk to Sinead like that. glad you followed up with Shadow.
How dare you bite me or whatever you just did.
Yes.
Okay. The greenish yellow fog that surrounds you burns as you breathe it in, but doesn't seem to have any lasting effect as you feel the warmth of Judy's love.
Judy!
Judy!
What would you like to do for your turn?
Is it possible for me to go to Judge, grab the sword, and make it to Harry, or if I can't make it all the way back to Harry, just chuck it towards, not at Harry, towards Harry.
Yeah,
Maybe hit a zombie, I don't
closest
know.
to it, yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's what I'll use an attack to try to hit a zombie
Yes.
throwing the sword.
Yeah.
And then my other...
You're proficient with sword throwing, right?
Probably.
You can make it to Judge and grab the sword, and then you would only have about 10 feet of movement left, which would not take you all the way to Harry, but you could make it to her if you dashed.
But if I use my action to dash, that means I lose out on 2 attacks. So I'm going to chuck Harry's sword as a ranged throwing attack at it.
Okay. You get disadvantage throwing a greatsword.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
And my strength isn't super high. I don't know what you want to call this check. Sure, I'll roll with disadvantage.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. If it's athletics,
I was going to say, give me an athletics roll, and I'll see if you have managed to figure out how to, like, javelin a longsword.
The lowest was a 16 for athletics with disadvantage.
I don't think that's enough for you to really like have a good handle on javelin.
I'm not javelining. I'm two-handed over the head.
Like you're axe throwing this great sword.
I'm axe throwing. Yeah. I'm not,
worst
I'm not
case
like,
scenario, it misses, clatters against the wall, and is behind her.
Yeah.
Okay. Then yeah, just roll disadvantage attack dex, I guess. Yeah.
Dex?
Because it's thrown. You also moved out of melee with one of the shadow creatures. So are you taking that attack of opportunity?
Yeah.
Okay.
It can do whatever.
Okay.
I have more pressing things to do.
It's going to swipe at you with its claws. That's a 12 to hit, which does not hit.
Shielding! And disadvantage, pretty good. 15?
That is their armor class. Oh, wait. I was looking at the wrong one. Let me double check. Their armor class is only 10. So, yeah. Were you throwing it at the injured one? Or
sure. May as well.
Okay.
The one that got back up.
Okay. In addition to the bolts riddling its form, there's now a longsword just stuck through it. And I would say the longsword pierces its torso, knocking it forward, and it falls a la the sword in the stone to present Harry's sword to her in front of her.
It was meant to be.
Exactly as Judy intended.
And can I take my next 2 attacks? If that was 1 attack of my 3 attacks per turn?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. Crossbow, go! Wait, is that zombie looks probably out or something? It's down at least, right?
Yeah, it's dead.
First crossbow on the next zombie, a lot, 27.
That hits.
And 21. And that's in total 17 piercing altogether.
All right, you have injured one of the other zombies.
Parry your sword! Sorry, Judge.
WB.
I have as an artificer, I have these random experimental elixirs. When they're drank, you have to roll a d6 for exactly what they do. I'm going to take one of them in my hand, and I'm going to step up onto the railing of the balcony and jump off. And at the same time, with my other hand, WB is going to rip open his chest. And as he does, you see parts come out and start surrounding him. All of it the same as the rest of his body. Some of it still has like this fleshy look to it, but there's feathers sticking out of it. There's a lot more rust on a lot of the metal parts for this one, and you see it all just kind of clank and snap into place around him, and he turns into a giant vulture. So he's going to... Perfect. WV is going to fly down towards Harry and is going to... I'm going to drop... I know he's paralyzed, so it's not really going to help, but I'm going to drop that elixir near Judge, but I want to... No, fuck it. I'm going to attack the smoky, shadowy thing next to Judge.
Okay.
Get a multi-attack, so big metal beak swinging in at the shadow creature. 12 plus 4, 16 to hit.
16 just hits.
Ooh, that is 8 piercing damage.
Okay. Punctured by yet another animal.
For the second attack is with his talons.
Okay.
But instead of... Is he standing like right next to Judge?
Yeah.
Can I try to shove him rather than do the actual, like, talons damage attack?
Sure.
I believe that's strength check, or would it just be like a...
I think it'd be contested strength.
Shove is the same as grapple. It's contested. It's athletics, and then the shovee can choose acrobatics or athletics.
Okay. So that is a strength check. I get advantage on those because of the totem nearby that, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a 16 and a 17. So like the 17 plus 2 from the vulture, 19 for the shove.
They went and got a 21.
Did you tell them to roll lower than that?
They remain over Judge. Do you still have movement left?
Well, how far away from the balcony would I have been? I have a 60-foot fly speed.
Okay, you can still... Yeah, you could still fly another 30 feet if you wanted.
I will just move another 10 feet away from Higdon in an attempt to get that thing focused away from him.
Okay, so you're going to fly out of melee.
Yeah.
It's going to take a swipe at you with its claws.
Oh, no.
17. Then that's 12 slashing damage. And then I need you to make a con save.
I'm actually super immune to slashing damage. He takes the damage.
Yeah, it's werewolf vibes, right?
That was so close to being in that 20. 16.
Okay, 16 saves. So you're fine.
Is there anyone who's outside of the totem's 30-foot range at this point?
Lux and Gurch.
Is there any way that I could move, fuck Gurch, but is there any way that I could move it so that it gets Lux and everybody else in it, or is he just too far away?
30-foot radius?
Yeah. I can move it up to 60 feet.
I think, yeah, now that Harry's been pulled closer to the center and the cloaked figure also moved closer to the center and Lux rushed to meet him, I think that if you put it just a little to your side of the center of the room, so almost just like your side of the pillar, that'll just catch everybody.
Okay, I'll do that.
That means I get temporary hit points?
13 of them.
Oh, thank God. Thank you.
You know what? You'll even catch Gurch.
Can I move it so that Gurch doesn't get it?
You're almost doubling Gurch's HP.
He just feels invigorated.
Yeah.
All right, and I'll just let out a large squawk because I can't speak. And if Gurch can understand Vulture, he will hear, "You're doing a good job." And that's my turn.
All right. Then we are on to Judge. Judge, you...
Is it at the top of the turn or the bottom of the turn?
It's at the bottom of the turn.
Okay. Dirty 20.
Ooh.
You got her. You're no
yeah.
longer paralyzed.
Juicy. Carry on.
All right. We're around to the cloaked figure. As you look through your darkness, Lux, you see the hands reaching out, and you can tell that this creature can't see you, but they're trying to make contact anyway. Does a 24 hit?
Yes.
Because you said you were in melee, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I can't protect you because I can't see you, Lux.
I was trying to help myself.
Yeah.
Okay. You did fuck up some of the things that I could have been doing.
Yeah,
that's true.
No line of sight is troublesome. However, okay, so he gets his hands on you.
Oh no.
10 cold damage, and I need you to make a Constitution save.
10 cold damage, hey? Ooh, 15 for the con save.
15 does not make it.
Okay.
You feel the icy coldness creep into your bones from these disgusting, withered hands, and you are paralyzed.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Not great.
That's not helpful right now.
No.
Very not helpful.
Yeah. I mean, almost never, really.
Paralyzed, alone in the dark.
I made a horrible mistake. Oh, I need to do a con save to see if I keep the darkness up. I don't, because it's nat 1. Fuck me.
Oh.
It's a bad turn.
All right.
You know, that might be good, though, to be honest.
Yeah, darkness falls as Lux collapses to the
there
floor.
Ugh.
And Harry is up. Okay. Harry is going to reach out and it's going to take her full... Yeah, Harry's going to reach out and grab her sword. Okay, she's just going to take a swing at one of the zombies now that she has her sword.
Get him, Harry.
16 hits.
Fuck yeah.
That's 14 damage.
Oof.
Good. She whirls around, taking stock of where all of you guys are, and just seems to ready herself for more fighting. She doesn't make any drastic moves yet. We are back up to the top. Lux, you're paralyzed. You get to make a saving throw at the end of your turn.
It's a con again?
Yeah.
I'm assuming a 9 doesn't make it.
Oh.
No, it does not. Lux, you are on the floor, no longer in darkness, but in front of this cloaked evil figure, bathed in the light of the bear totem. However, Harry is still in chains. 3 zombies remain around her. WV, the vulture, Grimmier, and Judge are all contending with shadowy creatures as Gurch cowers on the staircase. What will happen to our beloved heroes? Next time on Tall Tall Tower.
I'm gonna die.
Thank you so much for listening to the No Fame podcast. The best way to support the show is just by listening, which you're already doing. Amazing. The second best way to support our show is by telling your friends. Hey, why not, right? You can find links to our podcast, YouTube, Discord channel, social media, and so much more at nofame.ca. You can support the show for as little as a toonie at patreon.com/nofamepod or buy us a coffee at ko-fi.com/nofamepod. Thanks again for listening, and we will catch you later on.
I'm sorry, I had a random malfunction in my ear, and some strange noises were playing in it.
Oh, you got to clear out the beeswax, WB,
The WBeeswax.
out of your listening ports.
Your listening ports, as they call them.
Yeah. Yes, very commonly referred to as listening ports.
Yeah, we know how Warforged works.
Ugh.
I'll see if I have a cleaning dongle nearby.
Or just cast heat metal on your head.
Let's spend a couple minutes talking about what a funny word dongle is.
What's a dongle? What is that?
Allow me to look up the definition. One moment, please.
Boy, only if you can find the internet to go with it.